Pelgedin Gendon, a former Prime Minister of Communist Mongolia during the 1930s. You've most likely never heard of him before, like me, until now. You want to know why he's the face of this video? He's the man who slapped Stalin. Yeah, that Stalin. The one who's a 14-year-old's idol and have you executed just for shits and giggles. Of course, being Stalin, Gendon wasn't gonna just slap him and get away with it. So what caused him to go completely unhinged and physically assault Stalin? As is obligatory here, here's background context before the incident. So, back in the day, Mongolia was under Qing rule. Then a revolution came and went in Qing, which transitions China into a republic, with Mongolia taking advantage of the situation and tried to declare an independence during the revolution. With China trying to hold on to these lost lands, they didn't care too much if Mongolia was independent, and still believed it to be part of the new republic and had soldiers occupying these areas. Chinese occupation didn't last really long though, since Mongolia's other neighbour, Russia, was also having a change in government, and during their revolution it kind of spilled over into Mongolia, which left Mongolia free from Chinese occupation, but now it was under Soviet control, becoming a communist satellite state. So you win some, you lose some, I guess. Alright, now you're caught up with Mongolia becoming communist, let's move things forwards to July 1932. And our boy Pelgedin has become the new leader of Mongolia, thanks to Stalin of course, taken over from his predecessor, who mysteriously lost all his political power the same day, with mysteriously being used very lightly here. For a while, relations between Gendon and Stalin were good, until they weren't. Despite Stalin being the reason why Gendon was in power in the first place, he became increasingly frustrated with him over time. On one occasion, Gendon met with Stalin in Moscow for some political business, which ended up with Stalin begging Gendon to kill 100,000 of his own people. To be specific, Tibetan Buddhist teachers, or lamas. Gendon openly defied Stalin's demands, as he was a devoted Buddhist himself, and allowed his people to openly practice their religion without any interference. Another instance of Gendon's defiance was him actively postponing two separate agreements with the Soviet Union, with both agreements allowing the Soviets to protect Mongolia from potential invasions and allowing Soviet troops to be stationed in the country. Gendon used this for his benefit, putting strain onto the already negative Soviet-Japanese relations. Only problem is, this kind of led to fingers being pointed to Gendon for supposedly cooperating with the Japanese. At this point now, the relations between the two was going down the gutter, and boy oh boy, it's only going downhill from here. At another politics trip in Moscow in December 1935, Stalin was a little peeved with Gendon. Oh wait, not peeved, sorry. Stalin was genuinely pissed at Gendon for not following through with his demands, and openly scolded him the whole time he was there. Later on in the evening, Gendon, with a little bit of Dutch courage, decided to give it back to Stalin, and took it one step further, this time scolding him while at the Mongolian embassy. And then he did the unthinkable. He smacks the shit out of Stalin and broke his pipe while doing so. To add extra insult to injury, he even hinted towards a possible alliance with the Japanese. And from that day forward, Gendon's days as a leader was numbered, so was his days being alive. 3 months later following the incident, Gendon was stripped of his position during a plenary meeting with the rest of his party, and got detested by members of the party for trying to spoil relations with the Soviet Union, and subsequently put under house arrest soon after. The next month, he was taken to the Soviet Union under grounds for medical care, and was never to be seen or heard from again in Mongolia. Of course, you may see where this is going, and you're right, he did get executed, but that didn't come until Stalin's Grand Purge in 1937. Before his execution, he was arrested and interrogated, when during the interrogation, he openly confessed to plotting with both Lamaist reactionaries and Japanese spies. And as a result, Gendon was then executed in November that year, under attempt at a political coup and for being a Japanese spy. So yeah, that's the whole plotline to the time Stalin got slapped. Anyway, I hope you folks enjoyed finding this one out, and thanks for watching.